It's green flag time. Let's get this show on the road. On Madison Toll dominates and wins. Trey Wright wins the Indianapolis 200.
Miles out of nowhere. It's gonna steal it.
It's going to be Mike Fink Jr., number 38. Winnie Crouch is going to take the win here at Pocono. Side by side.
They're going to be side by side going down.
Coca Millions will win the Coca-Cola 600.
We are the NIRA. Hello everyone, this is Freedomator and welcome to the Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia. We're here and we are firing up the old We Love Lefty hashtag for the hashtag We Love Lefty 500 here at the Paperclip. We're keeping Lefty in our prayers. Please, buddy, I hope you're doing well. I hope your family's doing well as well. But we're going to go racing here at Martinsville. 42 cars here in the afternoon sun. It's going to be a good one here at the Half Mile Paperclip. Welcome up here into the booth with me, Zachary Fitzwater and Ethan Farley. Ethan, we're going to go ahead and start with you. Tell us about what we can expect today on this flat paperclip track.
Coming from where it is reminds me of my own home track, Ona Speedway. Like I've said in the qualifying, it takes a lot of time to get used to braking and also get used to the fact that it's a mix of asphalt and concrete. Mainly where the lower parts are filled with concrete, the upper parts are filled with the normal asphalt. But so far, the braking has caused a lot of issues, mainly with the track, and a lot of problems have been shown as you brake. So if anything, I'm expecting a lot of people to get into their back bumpers or get a shove from out of nowhere or get sent into the corner and spun out.
And Fitzy, memes yesterday as you called it, with those three little spin outs there. It wasn't quite to the level of what we saw at Richmond, but those spin outs, do you think they set the tone for the race? Do you think we're going to see a lot of that? You think it's going to be a pretty calm race today?
I would say a mix of both. To start the race, it could be calm, but when it comes down to crunch time with about 15-20 laps to go, all hell is going to break loose. And if they rack within 5 to go, then the race will be over and there'll be a lot of short track temper angry drivers after the race is over.
Just had to slip angry in there, didn't you? That's just like you. We're ready to get this race started. Let's take a look at your starting lineup and we'll get these pace laps underway. And the engines fire here at Martinsville. 42 gonna roll off. It's Ben Young, Brady Ugis, Titan Nicholas, Jimmy Hogan, Nick Kennedy, Darren Arnsdorf, Josh King, Ben Groich, Trey Smith, and Kaden Biller, the top 10. Fitzy, you got any picks today?
Yeah, I'm going with the guy who finished second last race. I'm going to pick Dale Lightning in the 31, who started 22nd, but I would expect him to make up his way to the front and win this race.
Ethan, who are you thinking?
I'm more or less thinking up front, more speed coming out of maybe a certain Richard Petty Blue 43 STP of Titan Nicholas as we're getting ready to go green here.
Green flag is out. We got this show on the road here in the hashtag We Love Lefty 500. It's Brady Ugis on the outside in the 18, slipping high out of the groove. Ben Young to the lead, the pole sitter on the inside. Titan Nicholas going to be right there on the low line, but they're still side by side there for the lead. Ugis trying to get there on the outside. He hangs pretty good there, but Ben Young is going to lead lap number 1 by just about the slimmest of margins here at the Paperclip.
It's always going to be something like that. It's always going to be a little iffy whenever it comes down to it, but you can see Ben Young having the speed of the Roush engine, but the JGR engine also showing its ugly head coming into second. But so far, don't count out Titan Nicholas just yet in 3rd place, trying to chase both the leaders down who are currently racing each other like a bunch of scrap dogs going against a small bit of meat at the local butchery.
Nick Kennedy, last race's winner there in the 45. Gonna go for his 3rd career win already in his rookie season today. He's got Jimmy Hogan on the inside in that Penske South 77. Down to the inside comes Punisher. He'll go to 4th. Ujess going to fall back potentially with Titan Nicholas right there in the 43. And behind as they come in, look how wide it gets coming through here. Oh my goodness, 3 and on the edge of 4 wide, but somehow they're all making it work so far. Ben Young building a big lead ahead of Titan Nicholas, still side by side for 3rd. Brady Ujess, Jimmy Hogan. It's going to be Hogan coming out of turn number 2. And Josh King, the guy who dominated the race last week until he ran into troubles, sitting there on the inside of Nick Kennedy in the 45, going for the 5th place here.
Ooh! Boy, that was close between the 91 and 45 almost making contact into turn number 1.
That was Trey Smith going to the inside of Nick Kennedy, trying to get up there to the front. Trey Smith having a pretty good season so far. Started 9th. Hasn't moved up much from where he started. He is now scored in the 6th position, but what a week he's had. Coming off the Turkey Hill Series Championship over in the NOF maybe he can bring that momentum with him. He's having a really good start to the race so far. Already up to lap 10. He's in 6th. Plenty of time to get up there, but single filed out right now. It's not too terribly hard to pass here, as long as you're using your bumper, of course.
Yeah, to be honest with you, a lot of bumper to bumper will have to be used to at least pass around, but if the drivers don't feel as if it's necessary because it's so early into the race, I think what we're going to see is a lot of just clean racing all throughout. Many people going to hug into the inside where the concrete is laid out to sort of get a pass. As you can see right now, a battle for 9th. Rodney Crouch and the 15 of Darian Armsdorf just sort of hanging out to see what happens and pick their own fight.
Back here was 3 wide coming off turn number 2. Kanan Biller, Mitchell Collins, and Nikolai Sykes in the 44. They're all going to go 2 by 2 right now. Just ahead of them, Gatlin Downey, Evan Hunter are going to go side by side. That there, I believe, is for the 18th position. Yes, it is. Give it to Gatlin Downey for the time being. Already up to lap number 12. How about 3 wide back there at the back? Casey Holland, Jason Dadian, the 24 of Keegan Thompson. They're all battling for 38th right there. I'm surprised they've been able to hold on for 3 wide this long. We're only 13 laps into this race. But I figured all that 3 wide stuff would have been gone by now. And looks like it's about to be. Unless Jamison Thole gets to the inside there. Not quite. Still going to be Keegan Thompson on the low line of all this. Casey Holland in the middle. Jason Dady up top. I'm surprised they've been able to make it work this long.
To be quite honest with you, I'm very surprised about this one. They're going 3 wide. We all know how Casey Holland drives, aggressive. She can use a little bumper, but Jesus, Clifton, that was close.
Points leader Jacob JD Figueroa getting together with no Clifton into the outside. Goes Chase Buck and Stephen Colon. They get together and the caution is out. Looks like they stayed pretty straight though. They didn't get much damage there. They were able to go on. But officials putting the caution out here on lap number 16. A pretty tame first incident to a pretty chaotic race so far, wouldn't you say, Ethan?
Yeah, so far, but again, Stephen Colon just got into the man himself. It looks like they've gotten a little stopped back there, but so far I think they got it all back under control. As you can see, William Brock trying to get back into line from Owen Miles. Everybody else just scrambling to try and get into a single file line. Everybody slowing down so far. They've all done what they could. But right now, Ben Young is going to be the most hurt in this situation. He was starting to pull away from Titan Nicholas, but due to this caution, Titan Nicholas will be back in front of Ben Young.
He'll have a chance to go to the inside off the restart, get into the backside, and potentially get around the number 6, but he's been sticking to the inside pretty well. Nobody's going to come down to the pit road here, so again, expecting pit cycles around midway, I'd say lap 50 or 60 or so, unless we get a 2-stop race. We will just see who comes down and when. Ben Young leads Titan Nicholas, Jimmy Hogan, Brady Ugis, Josh King, Trey Smith, Trey Wright, Nick Kennedy, Darren Arnsdorf, and Rodney Crouch, the top 10 here on lap number 18. Let's go back and take a look at the replay and see what happened over there in turn 1 and 2 between Chase Buck and Stephen Colon. So as they came down the front straightaway here, Chase Buck tries to stay on the inside there. Stephen Colon going to go down low right into the back of Buck. Buck slips, goes up into Colon, and they go up and into the outside wall. Stayed straight, didn't totally spin out, but enough of a hazard to the rest of the field where officials decided to call the caution there.
Chase Buck minding his own business. All of a sudden, Stephen Colon comes in, yeets him. They both make more contact. 25 gets in the wall a bit, and Buck kind of taps the wall a bit, but does not hurt him aerodynamic-wise, and they both keep on going.
And here we are coming off of 4 into turn number 1. As you can see, this 25 is Stephen Colon just trying to get on by. He dives it low, doesn't realize that the man is right there, and just sort of hits it in between turns 1 and 2. So far, everybody is A-okay. Everybody seems to be fine and dandy.
Lights are off atop the pace car here at Martinsville. Gonna get the green flag this time by here on lap number 21. Already a fifth of the way done through this race. Ben Young, Titan Nicholas, Jimmy Hogan, Brady Ugest, and Josh King, the top 5, racing once again here in the We Love Lefty 500.
Ben Young with a quick restart, but Titan Nicholas going into the outside, getting a little tight, but getting a little bit more of a run using both the concrete and the asphalt to try and get into Ben. But so far, Jimmy Hogan not too far behind, trying to get past the 43 and the 6, but it appears there he is stuck behind Titan Nicholas in the 43 STP Dodge. Right now, Josh King in 4th place, trying to get past Jimmy Hogan. So far, it has not been accessible. Brady Ugis and the 91 of Trey Smith trying to get past each other, racing side by side, but so far it has not been equalized. Somebody's into the pits. That is the 88. The 88 of Camden Jeziorski. He appeared to have some issues, went into the pits to get him fixed.
Oh, trouble! Turn 1 and 2. Cars into the outside wall. Mitchell Collins, Owen Miles. And the caution's back out again here at Martinsville. And Ben Young still leads, but 4 Dodges right behind him. Boy, they were getting ready to draw him in closer, but now on lap number 24, just a couple laps after the restart, caution number 2 already out here at Martinsville with Mitchell Collins, and looked like Owen Miles may have gotten turned around there as the field's going to come in down the pit road.
Bitsy.
Instead of field coming in, pit lane. Looks like it'll be 4 tires for everybody. Or unless somebody takes 2 tires. I mean, this track, I see a lot of strategy around this place. And, looks like we're all taking 4 tires. As...
So see when the cars
we have contact in the back of the pits.
Trey Wright getting a little bit sideways there. I believe it was Josh King. They got really tight there coming off the pit road. It's a very narrow pit road here. You see Mitchell Collins, Sam Oskin getting together there. That's trouble there on pit road. Hopefully they'll be able to get that sorted out. But Camden Jeziorski down on the pit road again in that 88. They're still not able to sort out the incident with Osgood there. As car's going to come around, are they going to be able to beat out the pace car? Jason Dady is going to be a lap down there in that 5. No, he's not. He's going to be able to make it out just in the nick of time. But that pit stop, Stephen Colon, Jason Dady, and Cannon Jezyorski, or Jason Dady, I think, just actually got a lap back. So, never happened with him. He's there in 40th now, but a bad pit stop for him. He will fall back. Let's take a look at the replay of what happened there on lap number 24 to put us under this second caution of this race here at Martinsville. So watch here as they go down into turn 1. Mitchell Collins, Tyler Mills going to get together. Collins goes around, Owen Miles up top, nowhere to go, just slides right into him on the outside. Rest of the car is going to be able to make it through, but Niall O'Hare just gets it slowed up in the nick of time and does not run into the 48. They see the pace car comes out already early on in the first 25 laps. 2 cautions here at the paperclip.
And here we are coming into the front stretch, going into 1. Mitchell Collins gets into the 26 so far. He went around. It looked like the 48 broke trying to avoid it and lost it himself. So far, it was a minor incident. Not much problems going on, but it was enough to cause out a caution.
As we see here, Mitchell Collins on the inside line, taking his normal line, and he gets absolutely yeeted by the 26 of Tyler Mills. Ball of 26 hit the wall, 2 hit the wall, 48 slides in, hits the 2 front end. But they all keep going.
Lights off atop the pace car here at Martinsville. Ben Young, Jimmy Hogan, Brady Ugess, Trey Smith, and Josh King. The top 5, 1 Ford leading, and Dodge, Chevy, Dodge. The rest of the top 5. Here come 2 lap cars, Camden Jezyorski, Sam Osgood. Both listed only 1 lap down. Osgood after the troubles, getting caught up in spin on pit road. Jezyorski just pitting earlier than everyone else. Green flag getting ready to come back out here at Martinsville. Ben Young, what a restart by that number 6. And he is going to have the best line going into turn 1. Jimmy Hogan, Brady Ugess going to get held up by the 88. But the 88 of Camden Jezyorski is going to have race contending speed. He is not going to be, he's a lap car, but he is not a slow car. Jimmy Hogan's going to go to the inside. Brady Ugess going to go to the inside. These guys are doing a very good job of not holding up this front group, well, with the exception of Sam Osgood, but he's not exactly slowing them up either. They're all still kind of going the same speed still.
It's still a deciding factor. Oh boy, they're going 3 wide. The non-lap car is getting around 29 in the weirdest of ways, but it was the most effective for both of them. But it looks like, again, 29 has race contending speed there. So far, he is just... And they're going 3 wide once again, and it's the 12 on the bottom side. The 12 being J.D. Figueroa, somebody we haven't talked about in a while.
He'll be the 4th car, 1 lap down coming off the pit road there. As Titan Nicholas getting together with Sam and Hoskin there coming off turn 2. Osgood's going to fall back a little bit. Camden Jezyorski right there in front of the 18 of Brady Ugess, but with that chaos, Ben Young has built up a big lead in that number 6 ahead of Jimmy Hogan. Brady Ugess is 3rd, Titan Nicholas 4th, Trey Smith 5th. And back to 6th, all the way back here, Darian Arnsdorf. Actually, it's Trey Smith in the 6th position, then Darren Arnsdorf. Nope, it's Travis Crampton. The standings are just updating here. So Trey Smith, or Trey Wright rather, Travis Crampton, Darren Arnsdorf, and Josh King are side by side for 8th. Chase Miller's going to go on the inside. He's in the 10th position. Give 8th to Josh King in the number 22 as Crampton's going to dive it in deep on Trey Wright there in the 38. And he's going to be there on the inside going off into 3. He won't be able to get side by side with him at the moment though. Meanwhile, up front, Ben Young, had a second lead the last time by. It is now 1.16 seconds over the 77 of Jimmy Hogan.
I tell you what, if 6 can keep going being a leader, sadly though, in probably I would say the next 10 laps, 2 words for you folks. 2 words. But not good words. Lap cars. If he catches a lap car in the wrong spot, the 77 Jimmy Hogan might take advantage and might take the lead.
Jimmy Hogan is trying to draw in closer. It went from 1.16 the lap before to 0.96 the last lap. Now it's 1.09, so staying pretty spotty right now, staying pretty all over the place. Jimmy Hogan just needs to find a line and stick with it, and that's not what he's doing right now. He's getting up on that curb and slipping. I just saw him do it again, and that is going to hurt him. Ben Young is taking good lines through the corners. Jimmy Hogan is even sliding a little bit there through turns 1 and 2, so that's not going to help him very much. He slips back further, 1.2 seconds back now that lap. Everyone's staying, so I was going to say staying single file. Here comes the last race's winner, Nick Kennedy, there to the inside of Josh King for the 11th position, and he's going to take it from the number 22. Gatlin down the 66, going to get up in the mix there. That Sandisk Chevrolet going to go to the inside of the number 22. At the line, Josh King, but Gatlin Downey trying to get there down low.
So far, everybody is scrambling for at least one position. I think this might be Ben Young's race. He may be able to go from flag to flag, but we're not too sure due to Martinsville being so tricky to run around. Colton Yo keeping the inside, keeping himself, trying to get past Josh King in the 22, and he will. Darian Ornsdorf so far. He gets a little
up in the face of Josh King. I apologize there, but Colton Yo, that was really close on Josh King. Almost did not clear the number 22 coming off the corner there.
Bitsy.
Man, Josh King, he almost wrecked Colton Yo and wrecked somebody else also in the process, but he's lucky he didn't get any damage. As we see Eli Bright in the 8 passing the 41. Oh god, 3 wide. Oh, they got it made 2 wide. Whew.
Kanan Biller going to go to the inside. Daytona 500 winner on the inside in that post-it Ford. William Brock up top. You saw Nathan Stapleton slip way out of the groove there in that number 41. He's gonna do it again this time. And Kanan Biller gonna get a 2-for-1 special on the inside. Well, not quite. Nathan gathered it back up. But now Kanan's gonna have the preferred low groove. Is Nathan gonna be able to hold him off though? Maybe, maybe not. And right now it does not look like he will. And Biller finally clears the number 41. We're just short of halfway here. Ben Young has a 1.65 second lead over Jimmy Hogan, but expecting one more pit cycle before this race is over in the 70s or 80s, if I had to guess, is when it's going to be.
I would say 70s or 80s as well, but as of right now, it's sort of not been much. The 16 of Kanan Biller and the 41 of Nathan Stapleton have been battling it out for a good bit for a certain position. So far, it is 3 wide. Nolan Clifton, William Brock, and Nathan Stapleton, all 3 wide. If one of them backs out now, they can hold on, but so far, none of them are backing off, but Nathan Stapleton gets a big run.
Noah Clifton slipped up big time there through turn 3 and 4, up into William Brock. They amazingly held onto it and stayed straight, but golly, Fitzy, that's gutsy.
Oh, you said that right. Holy hell, Noah Clifton, an aggressive driver out there. Almost yeeted Brock and Stapleton in the process a lap ago. Man, this is just dodgy stuff here.
Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and check in up front. Is everything staying pretty pretty calm there, with except for a bit of side-by-side. Right now, the cars are slowing up a little bit. There's Ben Young, your leader, just behind Niall O'Hare and Stephen Colon, who brought out the last caution, catching them just past halfway here on lap number 52. The gap back to Jimmy Hogan, 2.04 seconds. Then it's another 1.22 seconds back to Brady Ugis in the 18, who still has not gotten around the 18 of Camden Jeziorski. 2.21, so 3 100ths gained by Jimmy Hogan to the number 6 as he comes up to lap traffic. Niall O'Hare going just a little bit slower. How about Hendrick teammates going side by side? Jason Dady, Stephen Colon right there at the tail end of the lead lap. And Niall O'Hare in jeopardy of going 2 laps down, already in a bad enough situation as he is right now. If he doesn't hold off Ben Young here, it potentially is going to get worse for him.
Man, I tell you, these lap cars could ruin Ben Young's day if he doesn't pass the 5 or the 99 O'Hare. Jimmy Hogan is there ready to pounce.
The gap 1.95 right now. It is definitely shrinking. See what it is this time. 1.79. So yes, Hogan is charging. He's finally getting a chance to. It's the first time we've seen Young get held up by anything this whole race. He's led every single lap so far in this race, but now there's one he can put in between himself. There's some leverage. He's going to get by Niall O'Hare, or is he? Now the gap is 1.4. Hogan, you see him getting even closer there. But will the 6 be able to clear the 99, his teammate? And he looks like he will.
He's already gone by the 99. He's trying to get past the 5, but the 5 is going a little quicker than the 6. And here comes the 77 right now.
Hogan gonna try to work his way up there, but he's gonna have a couple of lap cars right behind him, and even worse, they'd be side by side. Oh, Jason Dady up at the outside wall. He'll gather it back up and continue on. Jimmy Hogan right there. Oh, Dady slips up. Hogan right to the bottom, and is he going to be able to get by though? He has the battle with him. That's going to be good for Ben Young, but Young has plenty of cars in his windshield that he would need to get by here now on lap number 60. 3/5 of the way done. Thole slips up above Niall O'Hare in the 99. Jimmy Hogan looks like he's finally going to get by Jason Dady. But that's another thing with these lap cars. They do seem to be getting out of the way for the most part. Hogan's just going to need to get there first.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ben Young could have been in tears and disastrous if Toll yeeted him in turn 1 a lap ago.
Whew, he just about did though, didn't he? That was tight, but this is a very tight racetrack as well. Not a lot of room for error here. As Stephen Colon and Chase Buck look like they may have gotten together there. Buck slips way up. And Hogan gets to the inside of Jamison Thole. The gap 0.76 seconds the last time by. But now we'll see what it is. Ben Young crosses. Here's Jimmy Hogan. 0.8. So, really all Hogan needs to worry about is getting around this lap traffic here. He's doing a pretty good job, all things considered so far, but still a lap car in between.
Oh, sorry, I almost cut you off there, but Dady and Toll almost collided in turn number 3.
Oh, Young slipped up. Young slipped up. Here comes Hogan. Hogan's going to be on the low line. Ben Young up top. This is not what you want if you're the 6. Hogan's going to be on the low line, and he's going to be right there. Creed Daniel got down low and got back by Ben Young. Is he going to be able to go low? Oh, he slips. Here comes the 77 down on the inside. Not quite going to get there just yet, but the gap closing considerably. The more Ben Young is up there on the high side.
Pit stops.
Mark Sy down there on the pit road. as well as the number 48 of Owen Miles. And oh, round goes Jamison Thal! In turn 1, he doesn't hit a thing. What a save by Jamison Thal. Jason Dady finally had enough and punted him going into turn 1. And caution number 3 is out here at Martinsville.
Jason Dady was tired.
My goodness. All that lap traffic, they're going to have to sort themselves out here. Ben Young still leads. Looks like he may even come down to the pit road as well. So this could be the last pit cycle we're seeing here before the 70s and 80s that I thought it would be. We may even get a 3-stop race here. I didn't think about that. Maybe.
Well, it really depends if they can make it all the way or not. As we can see, Ben held on to the lead when that caution came out. Let's see what they do here. It looks like right now right sides are up. And are we gonna do 4? Yes, they
Yes,
are.
we are.
They're doing 4 tires.
It's all the lap cars. Doesn't look like they've come in yet, so I'd expect them to come in this time by, and they will. Ben Young's going to come off. A great stop. Jimmy Hogan comes off second. Brady Ugest third. Looking for who's going to be fourth. Trey Smith, the 91. Fifth, Titan Nicholas in the 43.
Looks like
Oh, contact!
Looks like a little bit of contact between the one of Sebastian Kukulon with somebody else in the pit road, but so far it means a little bit to nothing in damage-wise. Looks like they're doing just fine so far, and a little bit of a stack up.
They're just waiting at the red light there for the cars that already pit to go by. These are... Yeah, there they go. There they will finally be able to go off. And by the way, that car that Sebastian Kukulon almost collided with on pit road was the 21 of Travis Crampton. Some way or another they were able to survive, and everything stayed pretty smooth there on pit road. Let's go back a bit, take a look at what happened to put us under this third caution of the race here at the paperclip.
As we see here, James Toll also never victim minded their own business and getting yeeted by Jason Dady, of all people. I guess the 523 did have beef. The 5 did hit the wall. 23 just kept on going, turned it back around, and never hit the fence.
And here we are coming into the front stretch. Once again, a problem in turn 1. Jason Dady takes out Jamison Thal. I guess they didn't like each other in the garage, so he didn't want to settle it physically, but he would settle it on the track, and so he settled on the track. Jason Dady had a little scrapage, but I don't think it's enough to scratch even the paint.
Lights off atop the pace car here at Martinsville. Ben Young stuck on the inside of Mark Sides. The rest of the lap cars came up. I don't know why he went to the inside, but I guess he'll be alright as the green flag comes out. Jimmy Hogan going to go right to the outside of Mark Sy. Oh, slip! Through turn 1 and 2. Sy slips. Owen Miles to the inside. All these lap cars here. This is a nuts restart here to an already chaotic race at Martinsville. Jimmy Hogan gets around. He's going to be on the outside of Ben Young. They're going to battle for the lead here on lap 73.
I think that entire thing was predetermined by Ben Young himself. He knew that he would be in trouble if he kept with the 77, so he went into the 14, kept the 14 in there, and whenever he had the chance, shove into the 14 to screw the 77 of Jimmy Hogan up. And it looked like it worked a little bit as he gets tight around 2 and 3, or 1 and 2.
Officials are taking a look at it. We'll let you know what they think in a minute. Meanwhile, here, Mark Sy going to go back around the 77 of Jimmy Hogan. You saw him get sideways over in turn 1 and 2 the last lap. That's going to allow Ben Young to pull away, coming to 25 laps to go this time by here at Martinsville. Ben Young, the guy who has dominated this race, I mean absolutely ruled Martinsville with an iron fist today, has led just about, if not every single lap of this race in what has got to be one of the most dominating races I've ever seen in NR 2003.
Well, Ben Yan does have belief for now, but we'll see what the race officials say about that restart, though. The 14 still is making the 77's life a little harder.
Trouble behind, and around they go. Ryan Benjamin, Creed Daniel, Tyler Mills, and they're piling in again. Oh my goodness. A big pile up here at Martinsville. And fourth caution of the race is out. And just as the officials were getting ready to tell us their ruling, that happened. And according to the officials, that is an okay move. Apparently, Ben Young was following in the traffic of the 14, and the 14 went low and forced the 6. I don't know. It's a bit of a complicated situation, so they just kind of threw it out the window. But it's alright. Field's going to reset, and, well, hopefully that little situation there off the restart doesn't happen again. But, my goodness. This race is just crazy. This is one of the craziest races I can ever remember seeing.
So far, with Martinsville, I would like to say, with the 6's domination, looks like the 14's finally going into the pits. Either just to say his day is done, looks like Colton Yo got a little bit of nose damage with contact. Looks like the 14 is going to either be done or get a little bit of service. But the 6, if he goes flag to flag, I would like to give the 6 a little bit of a trophy that I have myself. I would like to claim the 6, if he does win, the temporary title of Martinsville Monarch. He rules Martinsville now with how dominant he was in this race.
Colton Yo back down onto the pit road there. Substantial damage on the front of that number 0. Whether that had to do with the incident from earlier or that happened coming off the pit road, we'll have to check in a second. Meantime, let's take a look at the replay and figure out what happened to bring out this fourth caution of the race here at Martinsville. So watching here from up above, that's Creed Daniel at 39, Ryan Benjamin, and Trey Smith. Oh, they get squirrely coming off turn 2. Daniel up into the 91, and for a lot of these cars, just nowhere to go as they pile in. And that's Martinsville's version of the big one for you there on the back straightaway. Several cars in it with damage. And even a little more coming off turn 4 there as Kennedy got sideways and looked like the 16 even on top of the 0. Kane and Bill are on top of the 0 there on the front stretch. And all that leads to the fourth caution of the race coming out here at the paperclip.
As we see here, coming into frame, you see coming up here, 4 wide does not work in Martinsville as Chase Buck gets turned, and then all hell breaks loose. Roman Fenway, you need new pants. Cologne gets involved, Kennedy gets hit, Stapleton Brock just hits the 44, and that all happened that quickly.
Coming off of turn 4, as you can see, the 21 nails the 45. It appears that the 45 of Nick Kennedy had some unfinished business with the 21 of Travis Crampton. As you can see here, the 16 hits the 0, and the 0 temporarily becomes a literal tow truck for a second until the 16 gets back on his wheels. That explains why Colton Yo has so much nose damage.
Lights are off atop the pace car here at Martinsville. 21 cars on the lead lap. Ben Young, Jimmy Hogan, Chase Miller, Brady Ugest, and Trey Smith Gonna lead us to the green flag on the inside. The first 5, Ben Gorge, Evan Hunter, Sebastian Kuklon, Owen Miles, and Casey Holland. Green flag back out at Martinsville. We're racing again here in the We Love Lefty 500.
And Ben Young with a major run going to try and get up to the outside. Looks like Jimmy Hogan had a bad restart, spun his tires like no other. Everybody else just scrambling for positions. And we're going 3 wide once again. Noah Stapleton is on the outside. Now it's the 16 so far. And it looks like the 25. I mean, sorry there, Kane and Biller, but the 25 looks like he's slowing up a whole heck of a lot.
He's got worlds of damage on that number 25. He is way down in the standings and out of contention. Oh, trouble in the middle there. Potentially, Chase Miller had a really bad entrance to turn 1 there. That stacked up the whole field. Speaking of stacking up the whole field, how about Keegan Thompson with that crazy save coming off turn number 2? Sideways on the outside of Jamison Tholis. They're still 3 wide. Eli Bright getting up into the mix there in the 8. Oh, they slip. Titan Nicholas sliding up into number 43.
Boy, Eli Bright trying to make a 4 wide going to turn 1. We know Marcel 4 wide never works at this track, and we see number 3 wide up front, up ahead of these guys.
They're all staying they're all staying side by side right now, but things starting to calm down and get a little less crazy, especially the battle for the lead here. Ben Grorich, the thing separating Ben Young and Jimmy Hogan right now. And lap traffic, I don't know if they're going to get there in the next 12 and a half laps or so. I think Ben Young has kind of got this thing locked down.
He definitely has the thing locked down at this point. The 6 Viagra car throwing it back once again to the Folgers 6 back then in the 80s. So far, it has been a quiet race for the number 6. Only person he had to worry about during the entire thing was Jimmy Hogan. But now Ben Gorich is the only thing that separates him. That's all Ben Young needs at that point, because he knows Jimmy Hogan is going to get desperate. He's going to start try and make mistakes. Colton Yo's stuck in an endless cycle of trying to get out, trying to make a lap, and just diving back into the pits, having nowhere to go. Nobody is going to be able to touch the number 6 Viagra machine, as we are 10 laps to go, now 9.5.
Evan Hunter going down. I thought he was going to come down to the pit road. He won't do that. He'll hold on to his track position. Currently in the 22nd position. So now we're down to 20 cars on the lead lap right now. There's one car coming off. I believe that's Colton Yo, and yes, it is. Still unable to get that damage fixed. He needs to go after this race to his local plastic surgeon and get a nose job, because he's definitely not going to get one here if he wants to have good track position. He is currently 40th. Well, I don't know why you don't just go ahead and do it. There's no possible way you could lose another spot, and you're already 4 laps down, so just go ahead and get it with. Ben Young still ahead. Ben George right in the middle, but Jimmy Hogan is right there. If he gets a chance to make a move, he might be able to. Oh, he drove it in deep. George slips up. Here comes Hogan to the inside off turn number 2. They're going to be side by side going into turn 3. Hogan right there. George slips. But this is going to hold him up big time with 6 laps to go now. Hogan drives it in deep. George slips big time. And now Hogan's going to be able to clear him and set his focus on Ben Young, who now may actually have to deal with the lap traffic of Stephen Colon, and Tyler Mills.
I tell you what, let me phrase that again. Sorry, folks. I'll tell you what, if Young's teammate Tyler Mills holds him up big time, there's a chance Young might lose this race. Hogan will be right on his back bumper if Mills holds him up. He's
closing in. He's already closed in 8 100ths. 4 laps to go. Now Young going to go to the inside. He'll be there side by side, but with Cologne there as well, that's going to hold him up. Hogan's going to be right there. I don't think he's going to be able to. Oh, he gets by them with ease. Ben Young, he officially has this in the bag. He's got 2 lap cars in between him and his closest competitor. Ben Young going to come around after starting the season horribly in these first 7 races. 42nd in the points. Was so frustrated with his car after the last race. He looks to be well on his way to turning things around as he'll come through and he'll get the white flag. 1 lap to go at Martinsville.
The number 6 Viagra machine showed some promise during qualifying, going into turns 1 and 2. Jimmy Hogan trying as hard as he can to get a big run, possibly sending it through every corner. I don't think it's going to be enough. Ben Young, 3 and 4 to the backstretch. Ben Young wins at Martinsville.
He's done it. First career win for Ben Young and that Roush Racing team. He wins the We Love Lefty 500 here at the Paperclip, ahead of Jimmy Hogan in second. Chase Miller way back there in third. Brady Ugest fourth. And somewhere back there he is, Nonagon Scott in the 5th position with a bunch of lap cars there in between them. But Ben Young, after the frustration of last race, on track for a top 15 finish, getting turned by the 39 of Creed Daniel, he comes out and wins here at Martinsville, surely turning the tides on his disappointing season so far. We'll take a look at your results here. Ben Young, Jimmy Hogan, Chase Miller, Brady Ugest, Nonagon Scott, Gatlin Downey, Titan Nicholas, Trey Wright, Darren Arnsdorf, and Eli Bright, the top 10. Take a look at the rest of your standings there. Only 20 cars finishing on the lead lap. 20 more finishing at least a lap down. Owen Miles, Steven Cologne, Mark Sy, Niall O'Hara finishing 2 laps down. Tyler Mills 4 laps down. Colton Yo 8 laps down. The only cars unable to finish, Nathan Stapleton and Nick Kennedy. So, Fitzy, we'll start with you. Any final thoughts about this race?
Well, we've seen everything in this race. Memes. Nobody could cash 6 at all. And, yeah, lap cars almost played a factor, but Ben Young somehow got around the lap cars and took home the victory.
Ethan, what did you think?
It was a big strategy race. Everybody was questioning, could Ben Young go flag to full flag? Could he do it? Could he choke it on the last lap with an engine failure? Roush wouldn't allow that at all. And Ben Young played it really smart. He knew where the lap cars were going to go. He knew if he could just keep those lap cars in front of Jimmy Hogan would have nowhere to go. So Jimmy Hogan again got caught up in traffic because Ben Young played the strategy correctly and won the race at Martinsville.
That'll wrap us up here for this little short track swing. We go next race to Talladega, Alabama. And it should be a good one there too. My congratulations to Ben Young for his first career win in absolutely dominating fashion. And a thanks once again to Zachary Fitzwater and Ethan Farley for joining me in the booth. For Zach and Ethan, this is Freedom Raider. We'll catch you at Talladega. Y'all have a good one.